Right now, thousands of veterans are quietly checking their bank apps, wondering the exact same thing. When does my VA payment actually land in August? If you get VA disability compensation, pension, or survivor benefits, this affects you directly. And by the end of this video, you'll know three things: the exact date your August payment arrives, why one date might surprise you if you're used to the first of the month rule, and one often overlooked step that can prevent your payment from being delayed or even redirected. Let's start with the basics of how the VA actually pays you, because this trips up more veterans than you'd expect. VA disability compensation, pension, and dependency and indemnity compensation are paid in arrears. That means the deposit you receive isn't for the upcoming month, it's payment for the month that just ended. So when your August benefits arrive, they're actually showing up in early September. I know that sounds backwards if you're new to VA benefits, but once you internalize it, the whole schedule makes a lot more sense. Your August 2026 VA benefit, covering everything you're owed for the month of August, is scheduled to be deposited on Tuesday, September 1st, 2026. That's a normal business day, no weekend or federal holiday getting in the way, so there's no early or delayed payment quirk this time around. If you have direct deposit set up, which the vast majority of veterans do, that's your target date to watch your account. The payment right before this one, your July 2026 benefit, CHU, did not follow the usual pattern. Normally, you'd expect it on August 1st, but August 1st, 2026 falls on a Saturday, and the VA never processes payments on weekends. So instead of waiting until the following Monday, the VA moved that deposit earlier to Friday, July 31st. If you weren't expecting that, you might have thought your payment was early or even glitched. It wasn't a mistake. It's a standing VA policy called the weekend and holiday rule. Whenever the first of the month lands on a Saturday, Sunday, or federal holiday, the VA pushes your deposit to the last business day before it, so you're never left waiting past your due date. This is actually one of the most common sources of confusion I hear about from retirees and veterans alike. People assume their payment is late, when in reality, the calendar just shifted things around them. Knowing this rule in advance means you won't panic every time your bank statement looks a little different than the month before. Before we go further, if you're finding this breakdown useful, take a second to hit like and subscribe. I cover these payment schedules, benefit updates, and money-saving tips for retirees and veterans every single month, so you'll never be caught off guard. Let's talk about who this schedule actually applies to, because not every VA benefit runs on the same calendar. Veterans receiving service-connected disability compensation follow this monthly first business day schedule. So do those receiving VA pension benefits and survivors receiving dependency and indemnity compensation, often called DIC. If you're a surviving spouse, child, or dependent parent receiving DIC, the same August 1st to September 1st shift applies to you as well. If you're using the GI Bill or Chapter 35 benefits for yourself or a dependent, those payments are tied to your school's enrollment verification, not a fixed monthly date. So if you're expecting a housing allowance from education benefits, don't use this schedule as your reference point. Check your enrollment status instead. Now, a common mistake I want to help you avoid, assuming your payment is missing the moment the clock strikes midnight on payment day. Funds typically clear by around 9 a.m. local time on the scheduled date, but your bank's own processing can add a delay. Some credit unions and smaller banks take an extra day or two to fully post ACH deposits, even though the VA already sent the funds on schedule. On the flip side, if you bank with an institution known for early military pay releases, like USAA or Navy Federal Credit Union, you might actually see your deposit a day or two before the official date, since those banks release funds as soon as they receive the payment file from the VA. So the exact moment your money appears can vary slightly depending on where you bank. That's normal, not a red flag. Your disability rating directly affects your payment amount, and any recent change to that rating, whether it went up after a claim review or down after a reevaluation, will show up in this cycle's deposit. If your amount looks different than you expected, the first place to check isn't your bank, it's your va.gov account, where you can see your current rating and payment breakdown side by side. If you have more than one VA benefit, say compensation and a pension, or compensation and DIC as a survivor, Make sure all of them are set up to deposit into the same bank account. Having benefits split across different accounts is one of the more common paperwork headaches because it makes tracking your total monthly income unnecessarily complicated and increases the odds that one deposit slips through the cracks unnoticed. Consolidating into a single account verified directly on va.gov solves this in about 5 minutes. Now, let's get into something a lot of veterans don't think about until it's too late. And honestly, this might be the most important part of this video. Payment schedule confusion is exactly the kind of thing scammers exploit. Every year, around payment dates, there's a wave of phishing calls, texts, and emails claiming to be from the VA, warning that your payment is delayed, on hold, or that you need to verify your account by clicking a link or reading off your banking information. The VA will never call, text, or email you asking for your bank account number, social security number, or login credentials to fix a payment issue. If you ever get a message like that, don't respond, don't click anything. Log into va.gov directly yourself or call the Veterans Helpline at 800-827-1000 to confirm anything about your benefits. This single habit, verifying independently rather than trusting an unsolicited message, protects more veterans from financial harm than almost anything else I can tell you. While we're on the subject of protecting your money, it's worth doing a quick check right now, today, rather than waiting until payment day. Log into your va.gov account and confirm two things: that your direct deposit information is current and that your mailing address matches if you ever need a paper check as backup. It takes just a few minutes, and it's the single best safeguard against a delayed or misdirected payment. If September 1st comes and goes and you still don't see your deposit, don't panic immediately either. Give it 1 to 3 business days to account for normal bank processing time, especially if you're not with a bank known for early releases. If it's been longer than that, or if your va.gov profile shows no scheduled payment at all, that's when it's time to call the Veterans Helpline directly and speak with someone who can look into your specific account. So let's bring this all together. Your August 2026 VA benefits will be deposited on Tuesday, September 1st, 2026, following the VA's standard first business day rule. Since nothing about that date runs into a weekend or holiday this time, the one twist to remember is that the prior payment for July arrived early on July 31st because August 1st fell on a Saturday. A good reminder that the first of the month isn't always literal. The single most important takeaway from everything we covered is this: know the weekend and holiday rule so you're never confused by a date shift, and treat any unexpected message about your payment with healthy skepticism rather than immediate trust. The one practical thing to do today is simple. Log into your va.gov account, confirm your direct deposit details are accurate, and make sure any additional benefits you receive are consolidated into one account. You've worked hard for these benefits, and staying a little informed goes a long way toward making sure they arrive exactly when and how they should. Take care of yourself. Keep an eye on that account around September 1st, and I'll see you in the next video with more updates to help you plan your finances with confidence.